like your identification. He's asking you what you're doing here. Can I please see your identification?
Negative.
Can you tell me your name?
Negative.
You're acting suspicious on a police department property.
Taking pictures is acting suspicious. Taking pictures is acting suspicious. Don't touch me. I can get as close to you. I can get as close to you as I want. What are you gonna do? I am on public property, not your property, not your property, not your property, not your property. At this point, you're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. Bounce.
Those were just some of the highlights in this video. This First Amendment auditor is about to go into full beast mode. Oh God, there he goes promoting that flashlight again. Guys, and the reason I do is because it's rugged, it's durable, reliable, and you never need batteries because it's powered by the sun. What? You don't have the sun in your area? Then just plug it into any electrical outlet, and then it serves as a portable power bank where you can not only have light to light your way, you can charge up your cell phone from 0 to 100%. And you got all these cool lighting functions. Your discount is in a link in the description below. Grab a couple of them.
This is Bay Area transparency. Guys, I love this guy's approach because he's out there conducting a First Amendment audit. And here's the deal about First Amendment audits. These guys are going out there, and granted, there may be some bad actors in this, okay? Because there always is in, you know, any area you take a look at. But the ones that I've seen, the ones that I really like, the James Freemans of the world, the Amagansett Press, Bay Area transparency, which we're going to watch right now. There's so many of them, lackluster. All these guys are out there trying to shine the light on, first of all, what is the problem, and then coming up with a solution. The solution is to flex your rights. Rights are like muscles. If you don't use them, if you don't drag your butt into the gym and make them and counter resistance, they will atrophy, they will weaken, bone density diminishes. But when you work out and you introduce that resistance, then what you got is a stronger muscle at the end of the day. You have stronger bones, you have a stronger skeletal system. Your connective tissues are better. When you get into your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you're not like everybody else who didn't drag their butts into the gym. All these guys out here that, you know, let their bodies go to waste and they eat this McDeath's garbage and all that, you know, sweets and just sugar upon sugar. They're waking up at 35, 40, 45 years old going, oh God, I feel like a truck hit me. Oh man. But if you stay limber, if you exercise your body, you strengthen your body. Same thing with rights. If you exercise your rights, you strengthen your rights. And you broadcast to everybody else, hey, you got rights too, just like I have. You have to exercise your rights like I'm exercising my rights. So all this First Amendment audit stuff out there is highly beneficial. And it's not just beneficial to you and me. It's not just beneficial to the auditor that's out there doing it. It's beneficial even to the law enforcer who is currently engaged in the practice of oppressing other people and taking away their rights and being just a regular a-hole about everything. Because when that First Amendment auditor is out there flexing his rights, he's flexing his rights for you and me and for those judges and those congressmen and those senators who are all also losing their rights. See, the hammer's going to fall on all of us, guys. The Great Reset intends to fall on all of us. Call every single one of us. And I don't care if you're wearing a funny costume, a badge, and a gun, and have the authority of the state, or sit behind a judge's desk. It's coming for every single one of us. All you have to do is go to the grocery store to figure that out. Cops got to buy food too. Congressmen got to buy food too. Yeah, they're extracting money from us, and I don't feel sorry for the political parasitic class, or really that much for the law enforcement class, but it's affecting every single one of us. Meat prices have gone up at 48% on you, just like it did on me, just like it did on Mr. Bad's law enforcer. They're coming for all of us. Lumber prices have gone, home prices have gone through the roof on all of us. So that's why I love this. It's flexing your rights, just like flexing a muscle, so that you can strengthen your rights, so that you can strengthen freedom. Let me read you a real quick quote, and then we'll get into Bay Area transparency and the fabulous job he did with these multiple law enforcement officers. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded. It must be taken by the oppressed. We are the ones who are being oppressed. The struggle for freedom is ultimately not resistance to autocrats or oligarchs, but resistance to the despotism of public opinion. We need to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men, because we're not just oppressed because of badge law enforcers and congressmen and senators. We're oppressed because the masses have bought in to the fabled authority of the law enforcers and the congressmen and senators. One more real quick from Frederick Douglass. I love this one. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet depreciate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. Depreciate agitation. In other words, when you go out and you favor freedom and you're advancing freedom and you're exercising your rights, expect to encounter resistance, and you can't fold under that pressure. You can't depreciate the agitation. Watch what this guy does at Bay Area Transparency. First of all, at first he acts real unassuming, real cool, doesn't act like he knows anything about the law or anything. He basically lets the law enforcers step into a trap, and once the trap is set, he rolls his second camera and he, boom, just lets them have it with their own penal code. He basically beats them over the head with their own laws that they're supposed to be abiding by. Check this out.
Taking a couple pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
Cool.
Yeah, is there a reason you're taking the pictures?
Yeah, just checking everything
First Amendment, right?
What was that?
First Amendment, you collecting data on us?
Checking everything out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right, I'm waiting for you to go.
Somebody's talking to you in your car.
I know.
Is that the old lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Cool. Well, I'll be here a while. I'm going to take a couple pictures and then I'll be out of here.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool.
What I find interesting about this already is this cop walks up and he ends up being a lieutenant. He walks up and he already says, First Amendment audit, right? First Amendment, right? He should have got back into his car. He already knows what's going on. He knows what the First Amendment says. He knows that you're not supposed to abridge freedom of religion or freedom, in this case, of the press. So he's there. He's standing there with a knowing. He's not ignorant about what is going on. And he also knows he's being filmed at the same time. Interesting stuff.
Take your pictures.
I will. Yeah. Once you leave, I'll take them. Yeah, mask on, please.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Here. There you go.
That'd be good. Perfect. This actually allows me to get the pictures I want. Go ahead. It went out. Get out of the car. Okay.
He just taking some surveillance photos over here.
Oh, this is 1066?
Yeah.
Oh, copy that. Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how are you? What's your name, sir?
I'm all right.
Do you live in the area, sir?
What was that?
Do you live in this area?
Not right in this area, but yeah, around somewhere.
Okay,
Yep.
so what brings you to the police department today?
I was just taking a couple pictures,
Okay, so
wandering around.
where were you walking around taking pictures? Around the station? The
Well,
police
he just
station?
saw me right here.
Great, I didn't see you, so I'm just curious. I'm coming to this late.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought he knew you.
No.
Do you have any ID on you, sir?
I do, yeah.
Okay, do you mind if I take a look at that? I'd just like to know who I'm talking to.
When a cop asks you for your ID, they're going out of their way to violate your right to be secure in your person, to be anonymous. They're going out of their way. They're tripping over their oath to reach out to you and grab your right to be anonymous away by requesting your ID. And it's all, everything that a cop does is always with the implied threat of force. That's what makes it bad.
Well, why would you need my ID?
I'll be up at
I don't get it.
the gates to the PD. Just because you were taking pictures around the area, and I'd like to know who's walking around my police department, that's all.
Okay, I mean, I don't understand what the issue is.
There's really no issue. At the end of the day, though, you're on the police property and you're taking photos. Do you understand?
Now keep
how
that
would make me feel?
keep that phrase in mind. At the end of the day, this lady says at the end of the day so many times I wasn't able to count it. Maybe we'll count it now. That's at the end of the day number one. But basically, there really is no problem. Okay, so why are you stopping? If there's no problem, there must be some kind of problem. You just said there's not a problem, but your actions speak differently.
A little bit suspicious. Could you do me a favor and just keep your hands where I can see them?
Am I being detained?
No, I'm just letting you know right now that I'd like to identify who you are so that I know why you're here and what you're doing.
So I said I was taking pictures.
Okay, what were you taking pictures for, sir?
Because I feel like it, and if I'm not being detained, you don't get to tell me what to do and when to do it.
Okay, sir. At this point, you're on the property right now, and you're not giving me ID, and you're acting a little bit suspicious, so you're detained.
Okay.
So does that change anything for you?
Yeah. I guess I'll watch where my hands go.
Okay.
So let me turn my camera on.
Okay,
By all means, my camera's on.
All right, so now the guy's gonna go beast mode. The guy's just being a nice guy anyway, but he's not acting like he knows very much. Now, when the second camera comes on and he starts filming, he starts really getting serious about this audit, these cops are gonna get put on blast. Sorry to be a spoiler, but man, this is so freaking interesting.
And I'm recording our entire contact, okay?
Okay, gotcha.
So you're more than welcome to. Gentlemen, this is an individual who's just taking pictures around the police building. The lieutenant.
The guy who walked
up
on me for taking pictures.
This is an individual who's just taking pictures, and oh, by the way, I detained him for just taking pictures. God, these people are stepping in it, man. They've constructed their own gallows. They've ascended up the steps, and they've put the noose around their own necks.
Information he gave you?
Morning. Nothing.
Okay. So at the end of the day, I'm asking you if you could identify yourself because you're on the police department property and you're taking pictures into our building. So at the end of the day, I'm just asking for your ID and I'm going to send you on your way. But I'd like to know who you are. And I'd like to know what your business is at the police department. That's all.
I get what you're saying, but I didn't take any pictures into the building.
My lieutenant said you were taking pictures.
And not into the building. I'm not even close to the building. I'm not even close to the building.
You know what? Don't play the game. You know, you don't want to identify yourself. And
can you
we
please give
deal
me your
with a lot of this.
identification?
Okay? And we know you're taking pictures in here, maybe getting intel. You don't want to give us your name because that's part of the game, right? You know how this works. So it's obvious. It's obvious. So what's your end game? What do you need today? You want to finish taking pictures in here? Is that what it is?
Well, I told you when you came and talked to me, I said I'm just going to take a couple pictures and I'm going to be out of here. And now we got all this. I don't understand it.
Post this online so you know how well you're being treated.
Which one am I talking to here?
Both of us.
Her or you?
Both of us. I like your identification. He's asking you what you're doing here. Can I please?
That's so blind of this guy. Post this online so that everybody can see how well you're being treated as we're detaining you for engaging in a constitutionally protected activity. Just out to lunch, man.
Your identification.
Negative.
Can you tell me your name?
Negative. And what am I being detained for?
Like I said, sir, you're acting suspicious on a police department property.
Taking pictures is acting suspicious? Taking pictures is acting suspicious? Is taking pictures, answer the question, is taking pictures acting suspicious? You're a public servant, I'm a private citizen, you answer when I ask. Do you know 148G, California Penal Code? Do you know that penal code? Specifically states that a public member taking pictures in a public area cannot be deemed suspicious. Get away from me. Back up.
Let's go. Let's do our homework here. Let's take a look at 148G. Here it is right here. This is California Penal Code 148G. But before we read 148G, let's read 148A first because it kind of sets everything up and it puts a context to everything. This is 148A. Every person who willfully resists, delays, or obstructs any police, public officer, peace officer, or an emergency medical technician as defined in Division 2.5 in the discharge or attempt to discharge any duty of his office or employment when no other punishment is prescribed shall be punished by a fine not exceeding $1,000 or by imprisonment in a county jail not to exceed 1 year or by both that fine and imprisonment. So this is in the context of obstructing any police officer. That's 148A. But 148G says right here, The fact that a person takes a photograph or makes an audio or video recording of a public officer or peace officer while the officer is in a public space, or the person taking the photograph or making the recording is in a place he or she has the right to be, does not constitute in and of itself a violation of subdivision A. That's why we read subdivision A up there. Nor does it constitute reasonable suspicion to detain the person or probable cause to arrest the person. So these people right here are clearly, by what this guy just said and by the standard of 148 Penal Code, California Penal Code 148A and 148G, they have already violated their own penal code. He called them out. This is clear as day. Every single one of these cops, including the cops that basically said nothing but didn't stop this nonsense and this criminal activity from going on, every single one of these cops at the very least should lose their jobs. At the very least. They're engaged in a criminal activity right now, and we need to call it out for what it actually is. As this guy's flexing his rights, these people are detaining him and taking away his rights. A bunch of ganged, armed California thugs right here.
You don't need to walk more than 6 feet to me. Well, yeah, I'm getting upset. What are you doing? So am I being detained still, or are you going to recant that?
We've done nothing but treat you with respect, because that's what we do to everybody we really like. We just detain them for no reason. That's what we call respect.
Okay, cool. Do what you got to do then. Got one. Why don't you let me identify you? What's your name?
Sure,
badge number.
Badge 33. Maravillas.
Name, badge
Lieutenant
number.
Meford. There you go.
Name, badge number.
Officer Chen, badge 188.
What's your badge number? What's your badge number?
You have my name.
You don't have your badge number readily available. I need to see your badge number. There you go. I didn't get a picture of it. Either say it or let me get a picture of it.
You know who I am, Lieutenant Meford. There you go.
And you're refusing to identify with your badge number.
He just did, sir.
No, he didn't. I didn't get a picture, and he didn't say it. It's not verbalized, and it's not here for my documentation. Quiet. Name and badge number.
Officer Brinton.
Name and badge number. What is that?
You said he's taking pictures.
No, I got you. I got you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Can I talk to you?
No. Okay, back to work, right? See you guys later.
What I'm going to say to you is...
No. No directives. Back to work. Am I still being detained or not? And you're a lieutenant and you don't know this?
Sir.
And you even said, hey, you're doing an audit and we know the game, blah, blah, blah. Why are you not all gone already? Why? Answer it. Bye. No, not at the end of the day. No directives.
At the end of the day again.
No, you just detained me. Now I'm free to leave? Now I'm free to leave? What was I detained for?
She said it again.
You were acting suspicious. My lieutenant told me you were
taking pictures is not acting suspicious. Go look at the penal code. You can't detain somebody for pictures. You don't know that as a lieutenant? You don't know 148G? Are you kidding me?
I am glad you are so well educated.
I'm glad your 6 weeks in the academy made you a lawyer, right? You're a Supreme Court judge now, I'm assuming.
You just show up and you start arguing with us, you know.
I was just illegally detained. Illegally detained. For what?
Will see that you came here.
Anybody that watches this is going to see that I was illegally detained and you guys got put in your place. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say.
Can I tell you something?
No, I don't want to hear any of your, I don't want to hear your little spiel that you're going to do. So you don't illegally detain somebody. I am on public property, not your property, not your property, not your property, not your property. At this point, you're dismissed, you're dismissed, you're dismissed, you're dismissed. Bounce. Why are you guys here? Why are you guys here? I'm not leaving.
Buckle and bounce.
You're going to leave before I leave. I promise you that. So bounce. See you later. Buckle and bounce. Break it down and get out of here. Simple as that. Can't detain me.
Oh my.
I don't know why I had to teach you that. I don't know why you didn't know that. You just illegally detained me.
Sir, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this.
She illegally detained him after she instructed the officers this guy is just here to photograph. Amazing, man. Hey guys, stay tuned because it gets amped up. It gets even worse.
At the end of the day is the whole, at the end of the day or in this day and age or this is the deal, we hear it all the time. We hear it all the
I'm
time.
giving you the respect of listening.
No, you're not.
Do you mind listening to me?
No, because I don't want to hear your fluff. I don't want to hear the lies and the manipulation of the situation. Let me ask you a question. How does reasonable suspicion work? You need reasonable, articulatable suspicion of what? Of what? No, a crime is being committed, about to be committed, or has been committed. Where's the crime?
I was investigating that.
You can't detain to investigate. You detain when you have reasonable suspicion of a crime. Don't you know that? You're a sergeant.
Wow.
You don't know that? Do you answer the question? Do you not know this?
Sir, I do. And at the end of the day,
Then why'd you detain me?
Because again, I was actively investigating what I believe.
You were actively investigating somebody taking pictures. It's the only information you had. You investigate more until you detain, until you ascertain that there could be a crime, that you have reasonable suspicion of a crime. You don't. You don't have that. You've never had that. No, we're talking here. You've never had that. You never had that. I'm not going to deal with you. You never had that. You've never had reasonable suspicion at all. Is that true or not? Did you ever have reasonable? Just answer me that question and I will be on my way.
He is so in control.
Did you ever have reasonable suspicion of a crime?
I was doing an investigation.
We're getting a conversation walking.
Were you here when the gate was open or closed?
I'm not answering your questions. I've already told you that.
When did you get here, sir?
I'm not answering your question.
And why would
that's the response?
And why would you even mess with an underling, which is what Chen is right here? Chen is an underling. This right here is a sergeant. The other guy, the plainclothes guy, is a lieutenant. Why would you deal with an underling when the people who are his superior officers can't even get it right? It's just, this is such nonsense. This guy right here completely exposed the corrupt hearts of these badged law enforcers.
The response.
What brought you here today? That's all. I want to know what brought you here today. What can we help you with today?
At this point, you guys should just go back to work.
Yep.
Which we are planning on
Because
doing.
you already look bad. And what are these guys doing?
Hey, sir, can you not walk over? Just
I can walk over there. I can walk wherever I want. You just said I'm not being detained, so I'm just checking everything out. How's it going? Good. How are you? Check it out in here.
Hey, sir, that's...
Excuse me. You're getting very close. We have COVID.
Are you trying to get in that vehicle?
I'm on the whole other side of the door. How
Look at
am I
them fishing.
trying to get to the
They're just
vehicle?
they're looking for a reason to take this guy down. They know they got put on blast by this guy. They got completely put on Front Street. They're completely embarrassed. Now they're going to look for any and every way they can possibly do to scrape some kind of crime together so they can take him down. And that's what tyrants do.
I'm taking pictures inside the vehicle.
It seems like you're trying to get into the vehicle.
Why are you more than 6 feet from me? Look, now I'm straight surrounded. I didn't walk up to you. I was trying to walk up. I got it on camera, bud. You walked in front of me. I walked around you, and you walked closer than me.
Yep.
You're closer than 6 feet. Back up.
You're...
I'm on the other side of the door. How am I getting in the car? It's all good. Don't touch me. That's what you can do. Don't touch me.
What can we do to help
You back up. Don't touch me.
Whoa.
That's what you can do.
Look.
You guys
Look, more cops over here. Oh, I guess they're trying to move that vehicle so they can get out.
have already ruined the situation. I'm telling you to go back to work. There's nothing you can do. Go back to work. Yes, see you later. Bye. Dismiss. Negative. I'm not leaving. Negative. Go back to work. Exactly. All of us leave. We got a tyrant right here. And we got somebody here who doesn't.
Okay, sir.
We got
At the
somebody
end
here.
of the day,
I'm on the other side of the door.
Maravillas.
How could I ever be getting in the car? You guys are right there standing by.
end of the day,
One thing about this name. So we got Brinto. Let's see.
Exactly. All of us
I'm getting all these
leave.
names. One
We
thing
got
about
a
this
tyrant
video is
right
he doesn't
here.
have. Okay, so that's Brinton. There's Chen, Brinton, Meford, and then we'll get the name of the woman.
And we got somebody here who doesn't.
okay, sir.
We got
At the
somebody
end
here.
of the day,
Oh shoot!
I'm
I
on
couldn't
the other
pause it
side
at the
of the-
time. Hold on one
okay,
second.
sir.
We got
Maravillas. That's Sergeant Maravillas. Lieutenant Meford, Chen, and Brinton. I'm gonna write all these names down and I'll put them under this video when it gets done rendering. One thing that I noticed under Bay Area transparency, I didn't see the names of the cops who need to be called out and fired. And this video has gone partially viral. It's got 500,000 views since December 23rd, but we really need to complete the circle of information. And I'll get the name of the police department. I'll put the contact number, contact names, so that if you're interested, and we have to be respectful. If you're interested in calling this police department in the Bay Area and, you know, lodging a complaint against these 4 officers who were literally trying to take away this man's rights, which means they would have done it to you. They would have done it to me. They would have done it to your mother, your sister, your daughter, your brother. These people are, you'll see in a second how volatile this Lieutenant Meford is.
At the end of the day?
I'm on the other side
of the day.
How could I ever be getting in the car? You guys are right there standing by the door.
How did I know that?
Then you watch. You don't get in front of somebody. You don't get closer to 6 feet. You're not preventing it because I'm not going towards the door.
Yep.
I was going to the opposite way of the door.
These are dirty cops,
yeah,
man.
I did. You guys are horrible. You're tyrants. It's not a point. You guys are tyrants. No, if you would have came out and said, hey, you need any help? And I would have said no, and you would have left, there would have been none of this. But what happened? You didn't leave, you're still here. You didn't do none of this. I got detained, we're getting arguments, we're getting fluff. Now you guys are surrounding me, she's touching me. This guy won't let me come take pictures like I wanted to.
Yep.
You guys are more than 6 feet. Dude, I have it on camera. I have it on camera, you tyrant. You were right here. When I walked over, you walked over this way. Don't touch me. I can get as close to you. I can get as close to you as I want. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, you fucking psycho?
This guy right here has got all of them have problems. All of them have tyrant issues. Every one of them are just inside just bad people. This guy's got a serious anger issue. Wow, man. Doing that knowing he's on camera, knowing he's representing the police department in broad daylight and he's going to go off like that, that is not a stable man.
My hand was not near your gun. I'm talking. We all have it on camera. You're going to yell at me like a freaking psycho?
When your hand's near my firearm,
and now I'm surrounded again. My hand is not near you. Alright guys, you see that guy freak out like that? I just had to stop the video real quick just to say that if he thought I was so close to him that I was going for his firearm, you think he would have grabbed his firearm, stepped back and tried to get away from me and maybe even pull his firearm. But no, he took the hand, the very hand he uses to hold his firearm on the same side of his firearm to get closer to me, to point his finger in my face, shout in my face like a freaking maniac, and didn't protect his gun at all. At that point, the other officers got ready to pounce, and he had to tell him, don't touch him, don't touch him. And the whole confrontation started because I was a few feet away from him. He felt like I was too close, so he was putting his hand, pushing me, trying to get me away from him. But yet they get so close to us all the time within inches. But when you get in a few feet, they freak out and go psycho. He's using his gun as an excuse. He just thought fast, realized, oh shit, I fucked up. I probably need a freaking psych eval. And then use his gun as an excuse. Let's keep watching.
Yep, exactly. I think he did a fantastic job narrating that. And Man Sky says in the room, cheers to this guy for not fearing death. Because that's what this guy's doing. Anytime you encounter any badge law enforcer, guys, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I'd say this 100 times a day probably. When you have somebody who has that kind of power, they can and will do anything, up to and including snuff your life out. This guy's putting his life in mortal danger by being surrounded by these cops. Not one good cop. I want to highlight this too before I push play again. There is not one good cop on the scene right here, because if there was, that one good cop would have at least held these other cops at bay with Penal Code 148 A and G.
Firearm, you have 5 officers around you. Man up. Man up. Act like a man. Huh? Why are you even in that uniform?
Why are your nips hard? Weird.
And it starts all this.
Yes, that's what they're going to see on camera. They're going to see that I started all this. I initiated this contact. I detained myself without a crime or anything, and then I just screamed and yelled, don't touch me. Do not touch me. Bounce. Go. Buckle and bounce. You're out of here. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Buckle and bounce. I love that.
You don't yell at me and stick your goddamn finger in my face. You ain't nobody without that goddamn badge and gun. You hear me?
Well, look.
All I did was walk up. Yes, exactly. Look at get a good look. This is my thumbnail right here. Of this fucking tyrant who's been doing this too long and thinks he's God.
Yeah.
You're nobody. You're nobody. To me, you're not protecting me. This ain't protecting me. You go watch my channel. I highlight so many police officers and police departments. It's not even funny. I'm the only one that makes police look good when they make themselves look good. You're not making yourself look good. You're not making yourself look good. I didn't detain me. You're a lieutenant. When she detained me, you should have said, hey, we don't have reasonable suspicion. You didn't say that, right? You let it go in hopes to what? Get my identification. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? You didn't get it. It's great to me. Bye.
Wow,
Bye.
5 cops now.
Especially you. Get this tyrant off the force. Get this tyrant off the force who thinks he can freak out on people and yell in their face and point in their face.
That's Lieutenant Meford.
Like you that sit here and
you know what we want? We want officers to do their job the right way and not illegally detain somebody. And when a superior sees it, a far more superior officer with more training sees it, doesn't say anything about it, and allows the person to be detained until I have to school your officer, a sergeant at that, that she can't detain me. And then now you scream and yell because I walk towards your car. I'm not detained. I'm not detained.
You're a First Amendment guy.
It's not about the First Amendment. It's about all of our constitutional rights. It's about all of our constitutional rights. That's what it's about. That's what we got. This is what we got. You come to a police station and take pictures. You get faster service than if you call. If you need help, you get more service if you just come here and take pictures. You should have been doing those better things right away. So, hey, Snap, you're back to work. Go ahead. You're dismissed.
Hey, thank you.
You're dismissed. No problem.
You must be a taxpayer.
More
You're
fluff.
telling me what to do,
exactly, because you're a public servant, right?
Well, I'm glad.
Are you a public servant?
Yeah. Can I
okay.
go?
See you guys later. Yes,
Can
please get back to
Can
work.
I go?
Please. Situation didn't have to be this. Have you ever had de-escalation training? Have you ever had de-escalation training? Have you had de-escalation training? Have you had it? Because you need it. If somebody gets close to you, you can't freak out and yell in their face.
A lot of it.
And
It's
point
not
your
working.
finger as close to my goddamn face. My hand was nowhere near your firearm. Your other officers are gonna see it. I can get as close to you as I want. I was walking up as if I'm walking up to the car to do what I was gonna do anyways and take a picture inside the car.
Hey, you have a good night.
You too. You too, babe. See you later. You're dismissed. I'm going to. See you later. You're dismissed. Again. I'll peel you like an onion, bro. Look how you already got. You're dismissed. Go back to work. I didn't even have to try. I just had to try to take a picture and you freaked out.
I'm so glad that you're doing this because, hey, post this on your stuff.
It's going to be there.
People that watch us don't have any tolerance for stuff like this.
Hey, understand
We treated you fine.
Understand real quick that the people that watch this are going to be calling the city attorney, the city manager, the mayor of the city, all about you because of how you act. You're going to get thousands of phone calls, right? No, that's not what I want. I'm not asking them to do that. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen because they see what you act like. They see what you act like. See, you're still here. If you were smart, you'd be gone. I've asked you a million times to go back to it.
See, it's not a game. He said, we know the game you played. This is not a game when you go out and you audit these cops and you put the spotlight on them. It's not a game because the whole deal is you have to realize that these people are claiming to be public servants while they walk around as private masters. They treat you as the slave while they say they're the servants. It's utter nonsense. And then what do they do as the servants of the people? They're out there taking away people's rights, fabricating crimes, increasing the coffers of the state, making people weak, and increasing their police department coffers and their strength. They're putting all the rights on their side and taking away all the rights from our side. This is not a game. This is not a game at all.
Go back to work. You too. Go back to work. Go back to work. Go back to work.
Better stuff to do.
Yeah, see you later. Right? All the crime's solved out here. You got other people out here hanging out. Go back to work. There was nothing you could have ever done for me. Go back to work. Later, babe. Love you. You're dismissed.
Later, babe.
See you later. You guys are dismissed. Bye-bye. Now let me get some pictures of these cars like I was going to.
You cannot
Please, what? I can do whatever I want.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is private property right here. At this gate, you cannot, because this is our...
I can take pictures beyond this gate. Yes, I can. Here you go. I'm going to continue to do it. Here you go. Go ahead. Do something. I can do this. Okay? I know I can do this. You need to learn the Supreme Court rulings.
San Mateo.
What's the privacy policy? Do you have a reasonable expectation of privacy in public? Tell me.
This from here is all public, right?
But you can see it. Can you trespass my eyes? Can you trespass my eyes?
Wow, that's a good phrase.
No, let's have this conversation. Can you trespass my eyes?
You need to go up?
Thank you.
Ridiculous, guy. What was this about? It didn't have to go there. No, ma'am, listen. What you did was you detained me, and you can't. That was don't you understand that was a violation of my right when you made that decision? And let's talk about it again. You were investigating no crime. Were you investigating a crime? Did you have reasonable suspicion of a crime? No. It was that simple. So that's why we do this. We come around and we train officers like you guys. And I guarantee this won't happen again the next person that comes here. Right? Right.
Look at these people. It's just armed badge tyrants here.
Next time, don't detain somebody unless you really have reasonable suspicion.
And you know what's...
The conversation never went that way if you didn't do that.
You know what's sobering about this entire thing? If this guy did not have this camera rolling, and probably if he didn't know his rights and know their penal codes, he probably would still be sitting in jail today being abused by the system, because these badge law enforcers do not care about doing the public any kind of good. They just want to go out there and flex their own authority and make you submit like a dog. By the way, I found San Mateo police contact information. I saw this there's a Facebook post. Somebody said, have you gotten rid of Lieutenant Meford yet? Let me see. Let me bring this into view here. See if I can bring this tab over. Here we go. There's San Mateo Police Department. Just to get this on the record, San Mateo Police Department is, and this is the Google review page, they have 3.1 stars. Here's what we've discovered as we've done this kind of police interaction videos, where we show the importance of the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment specifically. We found that on Google review pages, these police departments, if it's an unfavorable review, they'll just get rid of it. So the police department number for San Mateo Police is 650-522-7700. Let's just take a look at, we'll go back to this video in a second. First one is 1 star, incompetent and lazy. Let's see, there's a 4-star review, 5-star review. You guys are awful. I called to report an incident. Oh, let me bring this over. And the policemen that arrived were completely disrespectful and rude, even though I was the victim. I shouldn't be discriminated against because of my age. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh yeah, look at this. Here we go. Lieutenant Meford. They need more training on what the law is and how to handle photographers. This sounds like it's an allusion to this video that we're looking at. Lieutenant Meford should look into getting a psychological evaluation. I'm going to go ahead and give a thumbs up on that. It's got 13 thumbs up. Response: It appears you have not had direct contact with the San Mateo Police Department and are reviewing our department based on a video you saw. We are happy to discuss this with you if you'd like an email. Oh my gosh, man. So we get criminal activity from the San Mateo Police Department, specifically Lieutenant Meford, and the response from the owner of this Google review page, which is the San Mateo Police Department, says that it appears that you have not had direct contact with San Mateo Police Department and are reviewing our department based on a video you saw. Yeah, that's all we need. It's called evidence. It's called evidence of criminal activity. That's not good enough. But evidence of criminal activity is not good enough for the San Mateo Police Department to take some kind of affirmative action against Lieutenant Meford, who was coming out against a member of the public for simply doing a constitutionally protected activity. Amazing. Amazing, not amazing, right? We expect this kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know why I had to school you like that. Ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, get back to work, baby. You guys are dismissed. Oh. And if you ask me, that right there was horrible. I got a little irritated. I obviously didn't call names and cuss anybody out until the situation got a little hectic, but I got a little irritated when she said I was being detained, and I felt like the lieutenant should have been telling her, hey, we can't detain this guy. Yeah. We don't have any reasonable suspicion.
Definitely.
They kept going with it, and then the situation just blew up when I walked over to go record a car, and everything was, don't do this, don't do that, you can't walk over there, you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's a little ridiculous. And then did you guys see that last officer trying to say that you can't record past this gate? He pulled the old, this is private property, you can't record past the gate. If we can see it, we can record it. I mean, this screen, you can see right through the screen. Look, I can record anything in there I want. If you can see it.
And anybody can. I agree with what Ryan in North Carolina said. If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention.
You can record it. It's not like I'm freaking standing on top of this wall right here. I'm just recording. That's it. So, all right, Bay fam, that's it. That's all. And I'm gonna be out here until these guys go in.
All right, so who this is Bay Area Transparency. I'm gonna leave the link in the chat room, and when this video gets done rendering, I'm gonna put it up on YouTube as well. I'll put all the links in the description and in the pinned comment. If you so desire, you know, maybe give the San Mateo Police Department a kind piece of your mind. Kind, courteous, always. Because remember, the people who answer the phone, you know, rarely do they have anything to do. Are they part of the same criminal enterprise? Yeah, but the people that you're going to be talking to, you know, it's better to get, you can get more flies with honey than vinegar, right? So this is called Psycho Cop Goes Off, First Amendment Audit. I think Bay Area Transparency. I think this is one of the first videos I've ever seen of his. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to him right now. I'm going to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. He did a fantastic job, and I think he represented the First Amendment audit community very, very well. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys enjoy these videos, if you want to see more, give this video a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, you can grab one of these hard-hitting conversations starting shirts from the shirt store, or, you know, PayPal, Patreon, Bitcoin, Subscribe Star, and all that. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Guys, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoy this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. That way we can stay in touch in case they decide to completely eradicate this channel, which I'm very close right now. Also, don't forget to subscribe to me on my private members-only upload site, highimpacttv.com, and on Odyssey and BitChute. All my links are in the description below. If you want to support this channel further, the Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and Subscribe Star links are also in the description. Or grab a hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, 100% demonetized video.